again, this is the front framework, again assembled. We have the positions for the 3 drawers here, the 2 glass doors. Now the framework for the rear is identical, except that these 2 inner vertical posts have been eliminated or removed. That's because they're redundant at the back. Now, at first glance this may look complicated, but believe me, with using Dowelmax it takes away all the complications, and Dowelmax is very intuitive, and once you've done the first joint, the rest are basically the same. You're just rearranging it, or you're using different spacers, etc., etc. Now, as you'll recall, we've already joined the framework for the drawer arrangement, and now the next step is to drill the dowels into the upper and lower rails. Now, we can do this in 2 ways. We can use the long distance gauge. However, there is a simpler method here which is very effective, provided all your lengths are identical and all your cross cuts are absolutely square. Now, what I've done here is I've joined the whole framework assembly using 3 clamps, 1, 2 and 3. This is just lightly clamped just to hold it together in one position. Now, the other thing you must ensure, and if your cuts are all square and your lengths are identical, it has to be square, but you've got to check and make sure that these are all identical and absolutely square. And here we can see that this is perfect in every aspect. Okay, now the other thing we'll have to do here is ensure that we're absolutely placed in the center of this carcass. So I'm going to use the UTG to do this. What we do is what I like about this is we'll get 2 solid connections here, so we get an identical. Now that's 8 7/8, which of course is with plus 5 inches, is 13 7/8. Now this one is identical, 8 7/8, 8 7/8, which as I said is 13 7/8, 8 7/8. Now this is all set, ready to mark now. Now, again, we'll have 4 joints here, so we won't need to mark all 4 of them with check marks. Now again, just to prevent any confusion, I've got a check mark on this reference face, that reference face, this reference face here. A check mark on that reference, and this reference face. Now we can work from the inside out, or we can work from the inside out or the outside in. It doesn't matter, as long as you do the same on every one. So this is check mark 3, and check mark 3 on there. Check mark 4, and check 4 on there. Using this method, as long as you don't make a mistake, you can't put it on wrong. Now, using a very fine pencil, just mark the junction there between the inner post and the upper rail, and the same here and same here. Now, what you want to make sure here is that when you take this whole thing apart, you want to make sure that you're drilling at the right side of the mark. So if you use your check marks here to give you a guidance when you're drilling this one here, you want to use below that, not on this side is what I'm saying, or on this side. You want to be here, here and here. Now we can disassemble. These are all 1x2s, so they have 2 dowels in each. Now I've drilled, to save some time, I've drilled all the drillings on these, and so this is check mark 1 here. So now your check mark, you probably can't see it, but your check mark is in this reference face and this reference edge. Now The check marks are on here, so this one goes to there, and this check mark goes to here. As you bring that up, as I say, I normally use a small washer just to reference this, slide it up until it touches the washer, then clamp it tightly, and then drill 1 and 2. More than just normally you just have to finger type it, just give it a wee bit more because you only get one clamping surface there. So you drill 1 and 2, and that's all there is. Just repeat that on all 4 of these. So now I've drilled the top rail, and I'll just demonstrate drilling the bottom rail. I'll move this over so the check mark is on the side of the camera. Now again, checking nuts, knobs. Now the check mark is here, and now your X is on this side. You want to be on this side of the line. There's your check mark here, and I've got an X there. It's wise to put that on there. So the check mark goes to the check mark, and you slide it up so you come to the line. Tighten your clamp screws, and then now we're drilling this way. And that's it. A 1x2 like this, normally if you're just doing one, normally takes about 2.5 to 3 minutes to complete. Very, very fast. And as I say, these are all within thousandths of an inch, not like the normal. Okay. Yes, you assemble all these. And now nice snug fitting dowels, that's something I like. Not too tight, not too loose. That's beautiful. Just remove this for a minute. There we go. And again, small clamp. Perfect. That's fine. And that's that assembly finished.